to another Escape Wheel watch review. Today we're looking at the Escapement Time Flieger Type B. So you can get these on AliExpress for just under $100. And you know, this thing is kind of like an AliExpress legend, if you will. It's got 785 orders, 410 reviews, and it's a 4.9 out of 5 stars. So it's one of the best selling and best rated watches you can get on AliExpress. And you know, I've been tempted to pick this up for quite a while, but I've just never pulled the trigger on it. Mainly because I've got the San Martin Flieger. So I don't really know if I need this watch, but I've always been tempted by it because I really like this Type B style dial. And, you know, this is one of the best ones you can get, I think. So, you know, it's been reviewed by a bunch of people, and, you know, it's gotten really great remarks. So I'm going to see if it's worthy of the hype. So let's get into this review. So first off, I want to say thank you again to the League of Watches. I'm going to put that hashtag up there. You know, again, if you haven't seen any of my other videos, you know, the League of Watches is just a bunch of reviewers. We all kind of have different tastes and different opinions and different takes on things. So it's kind of nice to see these watches get passed around. So this one came from A Week on the Wrist, and you'll see the links down below for the League of Watches. But I'm pretty sure this is Calvin Tan's personal watch. So he's the guy who kind of set this all up, and he actually donated a couple of his watches to send out for us to review. So I'm pretty sure this is his watch. But yeah, so let's get into the review. All right, so this is dimensions. We've got I'm seeing 42.5 millimeters. I've measured this a couple times in a couple different spots, and that's what I keep on getting. So it's not quite a 42. Hold on a second. Yeah, 42.5. So let me show you, it's zeroed out. So it's definitely 42.5. Lug width is 20 millimeters. The case thickness on it is 12.2. Yeah, the overall lug to lug is 50.4. So this is pretty much the limit of what I really want to wear these days. It's a little bit big, but you know, the watches that these are based on, they were like 50 millimeters, I think. So the fact that it's bigger, I think, is kind of cool. Definitely lends more to that, you know, being a true homage of the original Type Bs and Type A Fliegers. So like I said, this is the Type B dial. They also sell the Type A. So I'm going to leave a link down in the description to where you can pick this up, and you can check out either one. I like them both. But yeah, I've always wanted this Type B style. So yeah, the case finishing on this one, really, really nicely done. So I'm going to bring in my San Martin here in a second, but just look at the case finishing on this. Really, really well executed. You can see, you know, it's picked up a couple scratches over the, you know, probably year or so that it's been out there, but I can't really fault the casing or the case finishing at all on this thing. It's a very fine brushing. Every surface is brushed. You've got a nice, you know, fairly good size onion style crown here. Lots and lots of grip. It's unsigned. It does have this little dimple, I guess. I don't know what the purpose of that is, but and on the bottom you also have circular brushing pretty much everywhere. You've got this really cool like vintage airplane here, and on the case back it is a screw-in case back, and it's a stainless steel sapphire crystal, waterproof, 300 meters, made in China, escapement time, and Flieger automatic. So yeah, you kind of got a little spec sheet on the back, which is nice to see. That case back is actually pretty cool. Yeah, I like this. It's a nice touch. But yeah, so here it is compared to my San Martin. So obviously both of these are a little bit beat up. This is my beater watch. So you know, you get a little bit sharper finishing on the San Martin, I would say. It's a very fine brushing on the escapement time. But you can see like the edges on the San Martin are just sharper. So just keep that in mind. Also, the case size on the San Martin is quite a bit smaller. This is a 39 millimeter versus a 42. So you can see that, you know, the lugs curve down quite a bit, and I think other than the protruding case back, this thing hugs the wrist really well. So here it is on my 7 1/4 inch wrist. So here it is on my 7 1/4 inch wrist. You can see that it still sits within the wrist bones there, even though it's 50 millimeters. It actually doesn't seem as big as I thought it was going to seem. So nice curvature to the lugs. It works pretty good, I think. So I had a user over on Reddit request a couple different styles of straps. So here we've got a bright orange, so fluoro rubber from Clockwork Synergy, really nice strap. Yeah, I just figured this was something a little funky, and works really, really good. You can go grab some other straps for him. And here it is on a kind of a vintage brown Vario strap. Looks, again, really, really good. Sitting nice and flat on the wrist. Here we are on another Vario. This is a single pass, pretty thick single pass, but you can see that it still sits pretty good on the wrist, even with that layer under there. You can go throw it on a NATO and we'll be done with this. Looks good though. And last but not least, we have just a typical double layer NATO. So you can still see that it still wears pretty low, and yeah, looks pretty good on the NATO, I think. Crystal on this is a flat sapphire crystal. There is no AR coating that I can see. I've seen one review say that it has AR on it, but I honestly can't see any AR. Maybe there is, but it's not listed on the spec sheet anywhere that I can see. And yeah, I don't think it has AR, which I don't really expect at $100, but I guess that would have been nice to have. But yeah, so it's a flat sapphire. It doesn't sit proud of the bezel or anything like that. It's nice. It's flush with the bezel. Yeah, it's a simple crystal. I've got no problems with it. It's held up pretty well. There's no scratches in it or anything. So the dial on this. So like I said, this is the Type B dial. So that's got that inner hour track and the outer minute track. So this thing is super easy to read the time. I mean, it's, you know, you look at the middle hand, you see where it is. It's at the 11, and then you can count easily for the minutes. I mean, it's one of the easiest watches I've ever had the pleasure of reading. So, and that is helped by the bigger dial, but I mean, just the layout in general is super easy to read. The dial is it's a piano black. It's glossy. There's no sunburst at all to it, and it looks great. The minute track and all the numerals and even the triangle there, everything you see that's white on this is BGW9 lume. So the lume on this is actually pretty cool. It's not a really great lume, but it's a good lume. So I'd rate it like a solid 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 maybe. So here's a lume shot. So we've got the San Martin sub on the left, the escapement time in the middle, and the San Martin Flieger on the right. And you can see in this 5-minute time lapse, it holds on pretty strong for the first minute or so, but then it starts to fade. The hands are definitely the strong point in both the Fliegers on the right and the San Martin sub on the left is just dominating. So again, the lume is good. It's just not as great as something like the San Martin sub is. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the lume, especially at this price point. And back to the dial, you can see the hands picking up that nice blue reflection on the hands. You know, these are heat treated blue, and they are absolutely gorgeous. No problems with the finishing on it. Super sharp. Very, very impressive. All right, let's talk about the movement real quick. So, like I said, you got this 3 o'clock crown, nice and grippy. It is a screw-in crown that's aiding in a 300 meters water resistance. I find that a little hard to believe, but I don't see it being a problem going swimming with this thing. But 300 meters is pretty crazy. But it is the NH35, so you saw I just pulled it out 1 notch, and so it does have a ghost state position. Not a big deal. Pull it out once more, it does hack, and it does hand wind. Everything you need it to do, it does. And it's a nice, cheap, reliable movement. The crown threading on it, super smooth. Yeah, I've got no problems with the crown on it. The strap on this, it's actually really a nice strap. One of the only times I've actually kept a AliExpress watch on the stock leather strap. So that's saying something. It's got a nice smell to it. It's this dark chocolate brown with kind of a tan stitchings. Everything's done neatly. It starts at 20 millimeters, and then it's got kind of the sharp taper here down to 17 and a half. Lots of adjustment holes. I'd say it probably fits up to an 8-inch wrist and down to a 7-inch wrist, maybe a little bit, 6 3/4 inch wrist. So yeah, you got lots of sizes there. You got two keepers here. You got one floating keeper and then one stationary keeper. The buckle on this, it's a nice buckle. Nothing fancy. It's not signed or anything like that. It does have a little bit of polishing here, which I don't really think matches with the case. Maybe I'd change that buckle out if I was going to keep this. But it's, it's a fine buckle. I've got no problems with the buckle other than the polished chamfer there. And the underside of it, it's a bright orange. So I'm not sure why they chose that, but it looks pretty cool. It does stand out a little bit. But yeah, nicely done. I wish it would have had quick release. I've gotten so used to quick release, but yeah, it is what it is. It's not a big deal. You can usually get a spring bar tool in there and get that out. But so yeah, any quality control issues that I came across, I saw none. Absolutely none. This thing is it's pretty much perfect. So there you have it. That's the Escapement Time Flieger Type B. Do I think it deserves the hype? Absolutely. The case finishing on it is really nicely done. The dial, I'm not sure they could improve on that at all, other than maybe another couple layers of loom. But really, at this price point, it's excellent. It's so clean. Everything is crisp. The hands are nicely done. Even the strap is good on it. I mean, if you guys were thinking about buying this thing, just do it, because it's really, really good. I mean, it's it's just incredible that they can sell this for $100. And obviously other people think the same thing. 700 some orders. I mean, that's crazy. So like I said, if you guys are interested in this, I'm going to leave a link down below to purchase it. That will be an affiliate link, but it's not going to cost you any extra. It just gives me a little bit of a kickback. And I just want to touch on that real quick. Thank you guys so much. So my last Escapement Time, the dress watch, we'll put a link up here for that. They did extremely well with the affiliate links. I don't have a number, but the seller was impressed, and he actually agreed to send me their new SKX homage. So yeah, that should be coming in fairly soon. So thank you guys. Really, seriously, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it, guys. If you want to see some more pictures of this, I'm going to put a link down in the description to my Instagram channel. I've had it on a couple different straps. I'll try and get a few more pictures of it on some other straps. But like I said, this is going to, I don't know where it's going next, but it'll go on to one of the other Legal Watch reviewers here in a little bit. And so I'll try and get some pictures up on Instagram of this thing. And if you guys enjoyed the video, click the like button, hit subscribe if you want to. Anything helps, and I really appreciate all the support, guys. I've gotten so many questions and comments on watches and comments on the videos, and I've met a couple people online, and yeah, this has been a great experience for me. It's not something I ever thought of, really spending time and growing the channel, but I really enjoyed shooting these videos, and I thank you guys a lot, and I owe it all to you guys. I mean, I wouldn't do this without you, so thank you guys. But yeah, I think that's about it for the review. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya.